Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu's fairytale romance and surprise wedding. It was a warm summer evening on the glittering coast of Marbella, Spain. The sun had just dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and rose, when two of Turkey's most beloved stars found themselves in the same place at the same time, completely by chance. Barış Arduç, known for his charismatic presence and smoldering charm, had been invited to a prestigious film festival hosted at the luxurious Costa del Sol resort. He was there to relax between projects, enjoy the Spanish coastline, and escape the relentless attention of the media. Meanwhile, Elçin Sangu, Turkish television's fiery-haired queen of romance, was on a rare vacation of her own. After months of grueling shooting schedules, she had decided to take a short break with a few close friends. What neither of them expected, however, was that destiny had arranged for their paths to cross. According to eyewitnesses, it all began in the grand lobby of the resort. Elçin had just arrived from the airport, dressed casually in jeans and an oversized white shirt, her hair in a messy bun. Barış was already there, chatting with colleagues near the bar. When she walked in, their eyes met, just for a second. But it was enough. It was surreal, recalls a hotel guest who witnessed the moment. You could see something shift in the air. They didn't even speak at first, they just looked at each other like they'd known each other forever. Later that evening, fate intervened again. Both were invited to the same private dinner hosted by the festival organizers. Seated just 2 places apart, the two stars finally exchanged words. What began as polite conversation about Spanish cuisine quickly turned into hours of laughter, shared stories, and undeniable chemistry. They were inseparable by the end of the night, another attendee shared. It wasn't forced, it was natural, like 2 puzzle pieces finding each other. We all joked that it was love at first sight. For Barış, it wasn't just admiration. He would later tell close friends that there was an instant recognition, a feeling that Elçin was not merely someone he wanted to know, she was someone he was meant to know. Elçin, in turn, confessed in an exclusive later interview. I don't believe in clichés, but that night, I did. There was something in his eyes. It wasn't about fame, or the setting, or even the fact that we were both actors. It felt like 2 ordinary people meeting in an extraordinary place. By the end of that week, the two had shared morning walks along Marbella's quiet beaches, late-night conversations under the stars, and more laughter than either had experienced in months. The days following their first meeting at the Costa del Sol resort were nothing short of magical. Though surrounded by luxury, flashing cameras, and curious onlookers, Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu seemed to exist in a world entirely their own. Barış, usually known for his calm and private demeanor, surprised even his closest friends with how openly he gravitated toward Elçin. He wasn't simply polite, he was enchanted. Whenever she spoke, he leaned in, genuinely listening, smiling in that subtle, almost boyish way that his fans adored on screen. For Elçin, it was equally unexpected. She had gone to Spain to rest, not to fall head over heels. But every time Barış was near, her heart raced in a way she hadn't felt in years. It was like something out of a film, Elçin later admitted in a candid interview. He made me laugh without trying, he remembered the smallest details I mentioned, and he treated me like I was the only person in the room. It was disarming. Their connection didn't take weeks or months to develop, it was instantaneous. By their second evening in Marbella, the pair were spotted walking barefoot along the shoreline, talking and laughing as the waves kissed the sand. Paparazzi photographs from that night captured the beginning of what would soon become one of the most talked-about romances in Turkish entertainment. On the 3rd day of the festival, Barış invited Elçin to join him for a private boat trip arranged by the organizers. What was supposed to be a simple afternoon getaway turned into a defining moment. Witnesses recalled seeing the two of them sitting at the bow of the yacht, wind in their hair, talking for hours. No phones, no interruptions, no pretenses, just 2 souls connecting in the most natural way imaginable. He looked at her like she was a secret only he knew, one crew member shared. And she looked back at him like she didn't want the moment to end. By the time they returned to the resort that evening, it was clear, Barış and Elçin were no longer just 2 celebrities enjoying a chance encounter. They were becoming something far more significant. Although neither spoke publicly about their blossoming relationship at the time, those close to them noticed subtle changes. Barış was seen smiling more, lingering at the breakfast terrace with Elçin, while she began spending less time with her friends and more time with him. One insider revealed. They weren't rushing anything, but you could see it in the way they talked and moved around each other. It was effortless. That kind of connection doesn't happen often, not even in this industry where everyone is beautiful and charming. And though both had been linked to past relationships in the tabloids, this felt different. This was not a publicity stunt. This was real. By the end of their stay in Spain, there was no denying it, Barış and Elçin had fallen in love. When the festival in Marbella ended, the world expected Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu to return to their separate lives. After all, celebrity vacation romances were common, and usually fleeting. But what no one knew was that Spain had been only the beginning. As soon as they returned to Istanbul, the pair began orchestrating secret meetings, determined to keep their newfound love out of the spotlight. Both had experienced public relationships before, and both knew the relentless pressure of the media. This time, they wanted their romance to be theirs, and theirs alone. We didn't want to rush, and we didn't want to be defined by headlines, Barış later explained. So we chose to protect it. For a while, it was our secret, and it was perfect. Friends of the couple revealed that Barış and Elçin would often meet at quiet cafes on the Asian side of Istanbul, far from the usual celebrity haunts. They also reportedly spent weekends at a secluded villa owned by a mutual friend, where they could cook, watch movies, and simply be two people in love, without cameras, without pressure. One close friend recalled. They were happiest when they were out of the public eye. They'd take long drives along the coast, go hiking in small villages, even shop at local markets. No glamour, no pretense, just them being real. And yet, despite their best efforts, the media began to notice.